Alright, Jolly. Hello, Jolly. So we are in the bathroom today, and I'm just going to put a tiny bit of. I'm going to use my shower gel. I'm just going to start getting these girlies into. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take the outfits off. I'm just going to run them in water because they are dusty. So I'm just going to quickly run them in the water. Just going to do a little soak just so it gets rid of the dust. It's not dirty, but they have gathered some dust over the years because I've had them for a while. So that's the first tail done. Actually, I might as well just do all the tails in all the outfits in one go. You know, with displaying dolls, that's what you get, unfortunately. They do get dusty. And then you just get these off. So there goes the bra. And then we'll just give the dollies a wash. Again, nothing too drastic. I'm just going to throw them all in there just so they have a tiny bit of a wash. Just bring them a bit more to life. Let's throw the little bra in as well. In the little hair accessory, which has an elastic that's disintegrated. Just gonna wash these. Just get rid of that dust, really. Let's just Velcro these so they don't snap the fabric as well. So I'm just using lukewarm water. So it's nice and delicate, so it doesn't really discolor fabric or anything like that. Just going to run a little bit of my fingers. I'm being very gentle with these because they do tend to, they are quite old now. Let that water run out. Just get rid of that little dust that we've gathered around for a bit. So I'm just going to rinse them out in some lukewarm water. Just get rid of the soap, making it smell nice. I'm using my shower gel because I was being lazy. I did not want to go all the way downstairs to go and grab my fabric off. But they are washed, and that's what matters. Rinse them out, and then put them to the side to dry. Now we're going to start with our girlies. So I'm going to start washing her. And fill up some water. we have that. A little bit of that elastic rubber band. They really need to stop making rubber bands that disintegrate. And we are going to grab our Barbie shampoo. Let me just bring you up a little bit more. There we go. Oh, got a little flower there. Can you see that? Got a little flower. And just like that, it becomes a star in honor of mermaid. So I've got my, put a little bit in there. And now we are going to wash this girlie's hair. Might as well do the whole body. Slightly worried about that. Oh yes, the glitter is starting to fade, which is not a problem. I can redo that. Let's get rid of all that dust that she collected over the years. I just had to repaint those earrings. This hair is already coming back to life. Okay. So we're going to let it just rest in there. We're going to get the pink one in there also. I'm just going to wash her. Bear with me a minute. Here we go. That's better. Do gather some dust over the years. Now I'm not a fan of wetting my dolls' bodies that much, but sometimes it's necessary to do so. Just wash your face. Now I know that some people use like toothbrushes and all that. I don't particularly do that because I don't want to scratch off the factory paint. But I do use my thumb to just go around the face. If you just concentrate enough. And they're not dirty. They're just dusty. Getting tangled. And we need the purple one to join in the fun. She's the grubbiest one out of all of them. So let's get the purple one in. Again, it's just dust. I'll just use a little. Cleaning sponge. It's all very well thought of here. I've been putting off doing this because of camera angles and such, but if you use a little sponge, it does do the trick quite well. You can get your doll quite nice and clean. It's rubber, so it doesn't particularly need a lot of scrubbing. Let's get those hands done. So after I wash them, I'm just going to let them air dry, towel dry them, and then I'll just put them back in their stands and let them air dry on their own. It'll be dripping, dripping, dripping. You see that? Just gonna go over with the sponge quite lightly. Try not to scratch the dolls. Can you see that blue a bit better? Can you see that? It does show a bit better. So it does kind of work like a color feature. Now I'm going to pop that here. I just wanted to give them a nice little scrub, just to bring them, make them fresh again. I'm going to grab my little sponge. I've been putting this off, doing this on camera because of angles and stuff, but I hope it does show. We're just washing them, really. I'm just going to run some fresh water on them. And also a little trick that I do, now when I read with my dolls, and I want their hair to lay, especially with Kanekalon hair and this type of hair. Now this hair comes straight as straight can be. So what I do, I grab a tail comb and I just run it down. Obviously they've got shampoo in them still, but I just run it down and that smooths the hair with hot water. You can use boiling water, but I don't particularly use that method very often now. I'm just gonna rinse them off. And then we'll do a little conditioner. So that's the first one, the blue one is done. I'm going to set it to the side. Then use my running water just to rinse them out. God, the purple one has so much hair. It's ridiculous. Put it inside. Normally, I do this in the bath. I run the shower and I just hose them, just rinsing them off. A little mark here. Just I don't think will come off. Can you see that? She'll have a tail back on, so that won't keep better. Now they are fresh and clean. I'm going to stop that for a minute. Let it run out. And then I'm just going to grab my conditioner. It's just normal Herbal Essences conditioner. I quite like the smell of them. And I will then get one by one. Oh, sorry, I just bumped my camera. I'm going to do one by one. I don't use a lot of conditioner. I'll just run it through a little bit. And then you can just see this hair does not really tangle. And once you put conditioner on it, you can just run it smoothly, like so. You can definitely see the blue and the purple in there a bit better now, because the colors were quite pastel. They're not as vibrant. So I'm going to carry on just smoothing this hair. So one is smoothed. Let's move on to the next one, because we still have the giant girlies to do. So we're going to do the blue one. Again, just running a tiny amount. I don't need too much conditioner for this kind of hair. This hair is meant to mimic human hair. And it does. It does give the dolls a lot of movement, which I enjoy. Now I stopped using it because Kanekalon hair is lighter as well. So they don't make the dolls as heavy, because this hair tends to be slightly heavier. But it does depend on how much hair you put also. And like I said in the previous video, I used to pack these girls with a lot of hair. I don't do that anymore because I don't think it's necessary. It does depend on the style. Like if I'm going to do a totally hair Barbie reboot, I will want it to be quite hair focused, or Hollywood hair as well. But I stopped packing hair. So as you can see, and if I do a boil wash, I will dip the doll's hair in boiling water, and then I quickly grab my comb and I run it downwards, because that makes the hair lay straight down. So blue one is done, conditioned. We're gonna move on to this purple hair mad girl. Sorry if the angle's not as good as some others. I've been putting this off because I thought I'm not gonna get the angles that I want, but you get the gist, I'm sure. Just gonna run. Obviously, because I've washed it, the hair is slightly more like dark. Wet hair always tends to tangle anyway, but it does untangle quite nicely, as you can see. So let me just show you. Can we see that? I hope so. It's nothing you haven't seen before, I'm sure, if you are a doll video enthusiast. So conditioned, all three of them. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to rinse them off in the shower, and then I'll let them air dry. Okay, so be right back.